Chingus. So, I spent the last 2 weeks watching Kpop unpopular opinions videos and I realized I, too, am a very opinionated person. So, I hope I'm not late to join the bandwagon. Disclaimer number 1, I don't know if my opinions could actually be considered unpopular or not, but in case I accidentally offend you, just know that was not my intention, and feel free to disagree with me in the comments, but please be civil. We should all know how to act like adults by now. If you want to scream at me because you disagree with me, please take several seats down, and remember that 7 billion people share this planet with you, and not all are going to have the same POV you have on things. Disclaimer number 2, the reason I'm using this ugly automated voice is because English is not my first language and I'm not comfortable at speaking English out loud. Also, I low-key find this funny. So, bear with me. Okay, let's go.
BTS are not overrated, they are overhyped.
Y'all act like OMG BTS are so overrated is an intellectual's only opinion, when people just like to jump on the bandwagon of hating those boys because they got famous in America. Newsflash, they worked hard and then were on the right place at the right time. Their music is good, though I much prefer their music up until INU, and appeals to the international audience. That's why they are so famous now. Now, are they overhyped? Definitely. People are out here acting like BTS created the entire Kpop genre and the Hallyu wave of the second generation didn't start when they weren't even a group yet. But, almost all fans overhype their faves. That's part of the stan culture.
There is no such thing as bad line distributions.
Now, before you come at me, yes, there are some members in some groups that get like 0.1 seconds in a full 3-minute song and that's wrong, but it probably happened for a reason. Producing a song is about choosing the voices that fit the view that the producer has of that one song. Some voices simply fit some songs better. Completely equal line distribution only works if all members have perfectly equal talent. If a member is lacking vocally, it might seem unfair but it does make the song sound better. Of course, it sucks to see a member treated like shit, but the producers simply think of what fits that song better, not if it's fair for all the members. Adding to this, I seriously don't understand the point of defining positions for Kpop groups when you don't even use them in the end. A dancer is really good at dancing but has a weaker voice? Instead of giving them more lines, make them do what they do best, dance. Put them at the center, give them dance solos and dancing time. Use your artist's best traits to compensate for their weaker traits. Don't just debut them and then leave them to rot.
Effort doesn't equal talent.
Before I start, I want to say that I personally don't think any idol at all is talentless. These people first need to be accepted as trainees, and then need to be accepted into a group to debut. Lack of talent would not let you even enter the process of being an idol, let alone finish it. But, I think people need to stop mixing effort with talent. When someone says that X person doesn't sing that well or Y person is awkward at dancing, the X and Y person's fans all come along screaming but they worked really hard to get where they are. Like, yes, they did. That doesn't mean they are going to be our generation's best singer of all time, though. All idols deserve equal respect, as being an idol is not fucking easy. You try and train for 8 years only to end up with 0.5 seconds in a 3-minute song, or you try and perform ridicule hard dances on your period, but you have to accept your fave's flaws. Working hard and having talent are two very different things.
Lip syncing is not always wrong.
You try and sing a 3-minute song while jumping in the air and breakdancing at the same time. K-pop choreos over the past few years have gotten more and more complicated. Y'all probably can't even run and talk at the same time, and you expect these humans to be able to sing in full harmony while doing slips in midair? Sorry, but that's not possible. And using a video of an idol group lip syncing is not a valid enough excuse to call that person group talentless and hype up your faves on top of it. Breaking news, your idols probably already did it too. Also, could grant us some very iconic moments, like that one time KBS made GD lip sync and this is what he gave them. Iconic.
Songs don't have to have meaning.
If a song gets you up on your feet and gets you dancing and having a good time, why should that be considered bad? Do you hate being happy? Life doesn't have to be deep at all times, nor do songs need to discuss teen angst all the time.
K-pop is not better than Western music.
Do y'all want a K-pop history lesson? Do you know who the first generation is? How it started? The entire point of K-pop is being Western music in Korean. For a while, they did 90s music in Korean, now the third and fourth generations are being inspired by modern music, as expected from a world that is constantly connected like ours nowadays. Your faves wouldn't even be here today if it wasn't for Western music. Want more proof? Go and check out your faves' profiles, see who are the artists that they look up to. So, get off your high horse. You are not better or special for hating on everything non-K-pop, you are just stupid.
Singing and composing or producing music is not the same job.
A singer should not be required to make their own music. Some people just dislike the producing job, which is very hard on itself, but they really like singing and are really good at it. They shouldn't be made to feel like less of an artist because they don't produce music. Being a performer and a producer are two completely different things.
Saying that a song or an artist is bad is really just an opinion.
Something being bad or something being good is not factual. You can't prove that something is good with actual, scientific proof. You just base it on I like it, a lot of people like it, critics like it, so it's good. So, if someone says, I think X song is bad, it really is just their opinion, just like saying I think X song is good is just your opinion. Get over it. Y'all like to act like everything is hate against your faves.
You are not a K-pop fan if you only stan one group.
You are not a K-pop fan if you only stan one group and don't even bother finding information on other K-pop groups or soloist or anything really. Yes, you're a fan of that one group and that's okay. But if you only like one group out of literally hundreds of other groups, you are not really into K-pop as a genre, you are just into that group, and that's okay. We all start somewhere, but it's getting really tiring seeing all these people out there being like, I love Kpop and my oppas sarang hei, when they can't even name 3 K-pop groups.
Fanfics and shipping are okay.
Fanfics and shipping are okay, as long as you keep it in the privacy of the fandom. And the same thing goes for the soft stan versus hard stan thingy. I think the most important matter, rather than us throwing fits for anything and everything, is to learn some respect. Stop throwing shit at idols that makes them uncomfortable. Don't have an open Twitter account where you at idols about how much you want them to fuck you. Don't mention idols in gross fanfic stuff. Don't mention idols in shipping stuff. That's just creepy and disrespectful. Those idols are humans too, and you really need to see them as that, not your toys for you to play with and control their lives.
Idols will date, kiss, have sex and eventually get married and have kids, and that is nothing of your business.
Idols are not your toys for you to play with and control their lives. You don't own your idols, you don't even know them in real life. Their personal lives are private, and you have no right in prying or in being mad because a female idol got pregnant, or your male bias is engaged, or 2 idols got into a dating scandal. And while we are at it, can we please stop calling 2 idols dating a dating scandal? The only thing scandalous about it is that you actually get pressed because someone you don't even know, and doesn't own you anything, is now dating and living their life. Idols will date and do the things that other normal human beings do, and that's okay. Idols should be free to date whenever they want and with whoever they want, girl, boy, both, none, as long as you have consent between 2 adults, it's nothing of your business. And, while we are at it, can we also please stop acting like your 23-year-old male bias is a saint that has never touched his dick once in his life? I am sick and tired of y'all treating these adults like some babies that are too innocent to even know what sex is. Well, that is all, thank you for coming to my TED Talk. You woo. Remember, if any of my opinions made you mad at me, breathe from 10 to 1 and think if it's really worth it to fight with a random stranger on the internet. If you just want to discuss your POV in the comments, feel free to. What are your unpopular or popular K-pop opinions? Do you agree or disagree with mine? Why? Let's talk.